Hi folks, John Tobis here, going to talk to you about the Baconian cipher, specifically the letter for letter version. As you know, the Baconian is one of my favorite ciphers, and I have to say the letter for letter is one where you have a lot of flexibility and a lot of opportunities to be very creative with it. Now I've gone ahead and I've created a Baconian cipher, a letter for letter using the test builder. So it went ahead and populated with a quote from me. Generally you want the quotes to be about 35 to 50 characters long. And typically you want something that it's not obvious what the answer is until they get to the end. So something with a little surprise or a little twist at the end is always a better quote for a Baconian. Now, the thing about the letter to letter Baconian is that it takes the letters for your A's and your B's and then puts them in order. So for example, let me just show you here. We're going to let our B be an X just so you can, or a B be an underscore just so you can see where the B's are. And then we're going to make the A's be 1, 2, 3. And you can see how it's going to come out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then this happens to be a B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to use them in order. But unlike the sequence in which it's going to use in order from both of them, in this, it's going to use all the A's until it runs out, and then it starts at the beginning of the A's. And likewise, it's going to use the B's until it runs out. And so you're no guarantee they're going to run out at the same time. So you have a bit of flexibility in how hard or how easy you want to make it. Obviously, the trivial version, make it A and B. I mean, that's not even hard to do. Students can look at that and they can, gee, A is A and B is B, and they can just simply look up things into the Baconian table. Now, the other thing that you can do to affect the difficulty is the line width. We default a line width of 53. If you make the line width a multiple of 5, then they're less likely to make a mistake. With a line width that's 53 or 51, something that's not a multiple of 5, it means that the Baconian is going to split across line boundaries, so it's a little bit harder for them and easier for them to make a mistake. Now, your choices for the A and B text can be any symbols you want, and this is where you get to have a little fun. So, for example, if you want to make it easy, you just simply have two symbols, one for the A and one for B, and they just got to go figure out which one is which. I mean, it could be as simple as like a plus and a minus. Or one that I liked was dot and dash. So it kind of looks like you're doing Morse code. So there's definitely some choices in there. Having two symbols, having one symbol for A and one symbol for B, that's probably the easiest you can make it. Make it a little bit harder, you start having two symbols that are the same. And so, for example, I might do an O and a capital O and a lowercase x and a capital X. That's a little bit harder because now there's two possibilities. Is it the capital, or is it the lowercase or the capital that's the A or the B, or is it the X and the O? Is it the X and the O's? So flexibility there. You can even go further, have four symbols where there's some similarity between, then they have to go decide between them. Or you can get more clever and start using some different characters. So on Windows, you can go pull up Character Map. On the Mac, you can go into the edit menu and go the emojis, and it brings up a similar type dialogue for you to look through things. Character Map gives you all the characters in there. You can go and look at things. One of the ones that I've used a couple of times, I tend to like it, is these symbols that are the box drawing characters. Or you can do something that is like I'll use slashes. So, I'll find the different slashes or crosses. So maybe I might use slash and backslash, and then we had in here we had the double dagger and the single dagger, and so we'll copy those and we'll put them in there. And so we've got that. So and then I might even I could add a plus in that. That would also work well with this. So you've got choices. I mean, the idea is you don't want to make it too hard for them to figure out. Make it so the symbols are easy to see. Usually make it kind of obvious. But once you've done that, now we've got it. We need to do the follow-up to finish up our question. At this point in time, go suggest the question. G, okay. That was pretty simple. It encodes a quote using a Baconian cipher. And suggest points. Okay, based on 46 characters, says a good range. Again, this is where if you did something that's hard, you can bump the points up or lower. Unfortunately, there's no good way to analyze whether they're similar or not. I mean, that's going to take a human being, so you can look at it to go and bump it. But about 250 for a 2-character is not a bad range for a Baconian. I would say 296 is probably a little bit high for this, just because they're pretty simple to do, be going down the 250 range. But you can do it by your own judgment of looking as how hard is it for me to distinguish between the two. Once you've done that, you save, go on to the next question. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day.